Okay, shalom, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, the elect of Yahushai. First and foremost, Kal Halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham V'chaha Kodash. Double honors, as always, to the venerable apostles of the Great Millstone, GMS, alongside the Zaquanium and bishops, that rule well through the Spirit, leading the flock by example. Peace, blessings, salutations to the Akim, pushing this gospel the world over, risking their life for Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai's sake. Adawan Ratzah, which means Lord willing. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. And man, we're in tumultuous times. Okay, tumultuous times, man, and it's just about to get worse from here on out. Okay, so we're gonna get straight into this. All right, this is from CNN. All right, top, you know, news media outlet in Babylon the Great, aka America. All right, and as you can see on your screen, March the 27th, 2023, is when this article was published, and the headline reads: Philadelphia residents panic bought water after being alerted to a chemical spill, but officials say tap water is safe for now. Okay, and just think back to what happened during the scamdemic in 2020. Okay, hey, the same things are happening over again. All right, and 2020 was a trial run. This whole C19 with the mandates, that was all a trial run. Okay, a lot of people, they fell victim to that. Okay, that took the world by surprise. Okay, with the panic buying of toilet paper and things like that. Okay, and, with these famines and shortages, you know, coupled with that, things are gonna get even worse and worse. All right. Now, before, they used to say that tap water was very, you know, bad to drink. Okay, with all the chemicals and the lead and the poison that you can get from that. But now they're saying it's safe, which goes to show this devil Esau Edom, the so-called white man, has a forked tongue. Okay, so I'm gonna get a scripture on that. All right, because he does not have, all right, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. He doesn't have your best interest at heart. Okay, he wants you destroyed. Okay, that's his agenda. So this is the book of Psalm, chapter 55, and verse 21, actually. And it reads, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his mind." Alright, the Hebrew word for heart is lab, alright, which means your mind. Okay, his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay, so he speaks, with that nice, soft, smooth, alright, tone. He uses all these, soft words to draw you in, alright, just like he did with, our brothers Gad and Reuben, the so-called Seminole Indians and Native Americans. Alright, when he first came to the Americas, all right, and then later slaughtered slaughtered them, all right. All right, that's why Scripture says never trust thine enemy. All right, deep down this man hates you, all right, and when he has the opportunity to strike you, he will. Okay, so let's get back straight to the article. All right, so it says a day after mixed messages prompted panic buying of bottled water, anxious Philadelphians are counting the hours Monday as officials monitor the city's drinking water following a chemical spill a few miles upstream of a key intake in the Delaware River. All right, as you can tell from a spill in the river of hazardous chemicals, of course that's going to be contaminated. All right. Now, of course, if it's on your spirit to kind of stock up and you know have a few extra necessities, right? A few extra stock on food and water. That's all right, but you're not going to put your whole heart and mind and trust into that. Okay, you're going to put that trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Don't lay up treasures on earth. All right, where moth corrupts. Okay, where people can break in, thieves can break in. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, at the end of the day, it's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that's going to keep you. All right, talking to you Israelites. So let's carry on with this. City officials were confident tap water from the Baxter drinking water treatment plant will remain safe to drink and use at least through 11:59 p.m. today. All right, and you shouldn't be drinking tap water, man. Okay. Very, very dangerous. All right. It's best you get a defilter. All right. Use another alternative, eco-friendly method if you can, if it's in your means to do so. Okay. All right. Boil it as well to kill off any bacteria. So it says late Monday morning, repeating the time frame they laid out Sunday when they explained water available before that time would have been treated before the spill reached Philadelphia. Okay. You can't trust these devils, man. All right. So guess what this is gonna cause? All manner of insurrection. All right. You're gonna have fights break out. All right. People invading one another, like it says in second address. But it says the assurance following leaders' initial recommendation that residents use bottled water starting Sunday at 2 p.m. is causing confusion, concern, and anger in the busy East Coast hub, where some grocery shelves are already empty of water. So, get used to seeing shelves like this. Get used to that. Okay, that's coming back. Alright, get used to that. Okay. So it says, someone says, I don't trust the city. South Philadelphia resident Joe Soul told CNN on Monday from a grocery store parking lot before loading packages of bottled water he just bought into his car. Alright? They sound like they don't really know what they're talking about, you know? And, even these lower level Edomites are, you know, divided against their own, rulers, their own people. They don't sound confident in what they're telling us. Alright? If the citizens, alright, lack trust in their own governments, their own people. Alright, so to show you that the rulership of these people is running wickedness. So it says the spill appears to be the result of equipment failure at a Trinzio PLC plant that makes acrylic resins. The owner said Sunday, and it raised immediate concerns about possible health threats. At least one of the discharged chemicals, butyl acrylate, is among contaminants of concern identified in last month's train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. Ethyl acrylate and methyl methacrylate also spilled into the Delaware River, officials said. Now, that's cause for concern, man. Anyone that drinks that, man, you're not going to be the same, most likely. There's a lot more information on this. Okay. Alright. Early advisory sent in abundance of caution. Philadelphia officials initially sent out mobile phone alerts recommending residents use bottled waters beginning at 2 p.m. Okay, due to the spill. Alright, so again, they're giving out these safety alerts. Alright. Go further down, the subheading says how the spilled chemicals can harm health. No evidence of contamination plumes was seen during a flyover by Philadelphia Police Department and Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection, Carroll told reporters Sunday. In this case, because we were talking about essential ingredients that go into latex paint, we would have been able to see a kind of white plume under the river surface. Okay, look at that. Alright, ingredients that go into latex paint. Okay, and everything we consume is defiled. Everything we wear, that we use, right? It's all tampered and tainted and defiled. So it says some 60,000 gallons of contaminated water had been collected from the spill. Alright, cleanup is primarily focused on removing product from the storm drain system. Alright, and this, if you go further down, it gives a list of the chemicals that were spilled. Alright, so butyl acrylate, potentially flammable colorless liquid with an acidic odor which can cause irritation of the eye, skin and respiratory system. Ethyl acrylate can cause irritation symptoms depending on exposure. Methyl methacrylate, sometimes called MMA, is a colorless liquid with a fruity odor, often used in production of acrylic plastics and resins. Alright, so I'm gonna just leave that article there. So this is what's coming, man. Okay. If you can't go no more than 3 days without water, man, as well. So this is going to get the people riled up, because if you take away people's, food and water, whoever controls that controls the people. Okay, and now you're messing with things like this, man. That's going to have the people upset. All right, let's get another scripture. All right. Because a lot of these people, they're still in that mirth mindset, just like in the days of Noah. All right. And best believe, just when it first started to rain, because it never rained before the flood, all right, before Yahweh Bashim Yashai, all right, moved Noah to build the ark, all right, it never rained. So best believe when it first started to do so, the people didn't perish straight away, all right. The may started climbing on top of things first, all right, until until it got to the point where the water subdued the earth, right, which was the first death, and now the second death, right, which is a flood of fire, was coming upon the inhabitants, right, of the earth, except for the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, that's who salvation is for, and that's who we're worried about. Alright, so let's go to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 8. Now these is the words of Yahushua. Okay, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay, because verse 7 before that reads, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, like what we've seen with the train derailments. Alright, shortages of water and food. Alright, and earthquakes in diverse places. Right, many natural disasters, just like the tornado we had that they had in Mississippi, right, and the earthquake in Syria and Turkey. Okay, jump down to verse 12. And because iniquity, right, which is sin upon sin, right, shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, right, because that's going to become frequent, right, more and more, all right, because people are going to be lovers of themselves, right. So if we get the Greek word for wax cold, right,
Strong's G 5594. Sucho. Sucho.
right, and notice how the transliteration spells it as psycho. The word psycho, when you psycho, you're not in the right mind. Okay, you're not in a sound mind, you know, meaning you're not in a healthy mind state. So it goes into to breathe, to blow, cool by blowing, to be made or grow cool or cold, metaphor of waning love. Okay, alright, so people, alright, the love they have for, their fellow people, that's waning, that's going, alright. Best friends are going to turn enemies, neighbors, enemies. Okay, that's what we're going to see. So this is last scripture before I close out. 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 27. For evil shall be put out and deceit shall be quenched. Okay. Alright? Because, the Lord is pouring out judgment, right, for all this wickedness that's taking place on planet Earth. But when he sets up his kingdom in righteousness, alright, evil is going to be put out, alright, and deceit shall be quenched. No more of that is going to run rampant, alright, because righteousness will be established in the Habashim Yashai under Malak Dawadah, King David, and then the governing body of the 144,000, along with the 1/3, alright, and then the 2/3 of the nation of Israel in Babylon the Great, alongside the other rebellious Israelites that didn't make it on the first go round, will come through the loins of the elect, alright, that made it. So I'm just going to leave that there. Alright, so again, double honors to the apostles of the great millstone who rule well and teach well. In closing, all praises and glory and honor goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rikakudash, and with that, Shalom.